Hello, this is Richard Martindale with Martindale Digital. Thank you for joining me on this live stream broadcast of Live with Martindale Digital. And on today's broadcast, we're going to discuss how law firms can use surveys to attract new clients. So let's just dive right in and talk about this topic. And I want you to understand, if you're using surveys to attract new clients, what you're really doing is trying to segment your clients. All of your clients aren't in one group. And I want you to think about it from the standpoint of this question. If the clients, if they were to come into your office, you have clients that would go into different buckets. You have clients, maybe let's say, for example, you are a trust and estates lawyer. You have clients who may need a will. You have clients who maybe just have an estate. Maybe they had someone who passed away and they had an estate that needs to be handled, some probate issues. You may have somebody that just needs issues with regard to medical directives, with regard to future planning. So there are lots of different types of clients and little buckets of clients. So you don't talk to your clients the same way all the time. And that's why I tell people, with your marketing, you need to think about who your clients are and speak to these individual buckets with regard to your marketing, because one message for one client may not be the proper message for another bucket of clients. So you need to think about it from that standpoint. And for me, if I'm thinking about it, it kind of reminds me of old MacDonald Had a Farm. So, that old, when I was a kid, I used to sing that song, and I won't sing it for you today. I'll spare you that misery. But basically that song, that old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And when you think about it from the standpoint of farm animals, so looking at this picture, you've got chickens, you've got pigs, you've got goats. Now, all these have a lot of similarities. So they're all farm animals. They all live outside. They live in pens. They need to be fed. You've got some similarities that they're all within the farm ecosystem, but they're not the same in that, chickens are different from pigs or different from goats. So you need to think about your clients from the standpoint of, you may have clients that have common traits. So maybe they need something in the trust and estates realm, but there are differences for those people and the problems that you address for them as their attorney and as their counselor. So you have to think about and try to find a way to divvy those people up as you're getting your marketing message out there, because then you can have a message that's specifically tailored to that client group, and you can talk to them much better and much clearer and give them a clearer message on why they should hire you. Now, from the standpoint of surveys, I'm showing you a picture here of a digital marketing system that can show you how you could use a survey to segment your clients into these different groups. Now, this may look a little complicated. I'm not trying to overcomplicate things for you, but it's very simple in the standpoint of the way that things would flow through a digital marketing system that's using a survey to segment your clients. So if you look at this picture, you can see on the left side would, again, kind of like yesterday, and if you missed yesterday's broadcast, we talked about another digital marketing system. But today, again, we have traffic sources that are out there. So maybe you're posting on LinkedIn, you're posting on Facebook, maybe you have blog articles that you're putting out, but you're driving those people and that traffic into a certain landing area. So in this case, let's say you had them landing on a survey page within your law firm's website. And in this survey landing page, they would get there, and you would then ask them questions to determine, what type of client they are, what their legal issues are. And as you can see here, as they answer questions, they would be segmenting themselves out. So let's say, for example, you're a divorce attorney, and maybe you only represent women who are, in the middle of a divorce. So you would want to know if somebody's coming to your site, is this potential client a man or a woman? So that might be your first question that you could segment people into. And so there are ways, in questions with your law firm that you can segment people by asking them questions to move them through. So if you had an initial question that segmented it, then another initial question, and in this case, and if you're looking at this example, you would have, 3 different levels, and you ask questions that then segment people out. And then on the back end of that survey, you have content that would go to that person depending on the answers that they gave. So to use our initial example, if you're a trust and estates attorney, if you, had the questions that could segment your audience and get them into the probate issue, then you would want them to land on a page that gave them content about probate issues. And if you wanted them to go into medical directives, they would then land on a page at the end. And as you can see here, there's lots of little arrows flowing, and you would have to think about it from the standpoint of your client groups and what are the content and the types of clients that come in. But if you can use an automated system to then segment them, you can give them a particular and unique content at the end and a page that gives them the information that they need. Therefore, it looks like, hey, this attorney and this law firm really understands my issues. And then it leads them right into, as you see, all these content pages would lead into an application form, an appointment booking, and then it would send them emails to follow up. So that's a way that you can use surveys to segment your clients and your different client groups that you represent in your practice. Give them the content that they want to hear depending on their legal issue, and then flow them into the process of, an application, appointment booking, and then follow up where you're reminding them about that appointment. And you can have an automated system that will then treat your clients in the unique position that they are, and not just treating everybody the same. So from that standpoint, I want you to remember that song that you probably sang as a kid, that Old MacDonald Had a Farm. And don't think about your clients all as just, one group of farm animals. Segment them out into the different groups, give specific messages to each group. So then you'll have, much better opportunity in converting those potential clients into actual paying clients. Well, that's all I have for you on the presentation today. I hope you enjoyed this information about how to segment your clients and how to use surveys to give a unique message to your different client groups, and use those surveys so that people will be more interested in hiring you, because you will be answering the questions that they're asking, and you're not treating everybody the same. Well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this live stream. If you liked it, please, like us on Facebook if you're watching on our Facebook page, or if you're on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. We do these broadcasts live every day at 5 o'clock Central Time. So I hope you'll tune in. And if you need more help with regard to some ideas of digital marketing for your law firm, you can always go to martindeledigital.com, which is our main website. And I'll put that up for you. And you can, at that website, you can actually go through an application process to apply to have a free consultation call with me, and we can talk about your law firm in particular and your needs and how we can potentially help you. That's all we have for today, and I hope you have a great day.